know what the button is to pair Bluetooth? Oh, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I paired to you.
Looks like we're paired.
Is it working? So I'm not hearing you right now?
No, it's not on the group intercom. It should be like an individual phone pairing.
Okay. I'll stand up there, just pass the flag, and give you a thumbs up for your inflation. All right? And then I'll get up after you.
So anything's wrong, do this.
Yep.
So I thought I'd throw in a little extra audio just to kind of describe what was going on this morning here. If you look on the ground, that shadow there, there's no real wind. Nothing going on there.
We want this tucked away, though. This guy here.
I went back to make sure Zach was
There.
all set to go for his launch.
Chest strap, leg straps, everything's good. Yep. Good. Looks good. Yep. You ready? Right, so center out first, then pick your spot on the horizon, then take a couple steps back, then blow your column of air, and then do your run. So just feel your lines, feel your A's. Yeah, but step this way just a little. And then, how does that feel? About the same tension? Yeah.
So I'm a dad here. I just can't help myself. Making sure he's ready for his launch. We were going over
Should be good. Look straight out. Look straight at me.
Going over the procedure for a modified power on forward launch.
Jeez.
Right about here we notice the flag going exactly the wrong direction now.
Hey, where the hell are you going? It's not good. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, this isn't going to work, period. Better to take our time, make sure we're set up the right way.
Okay.
Get him unhooked.
Yeah.
And then we'll go reset facing the other way, making sure that we're into the wind. As it gets a little bit later in the morning, the wind starts to pick up a little bit. Always want to be into the wind. Just enough wind to help me lay out the wing a little bit.
Wind still good?
Yep, it's perfect. All right, so your target is like the small mountain, right? On the right?
Yeah.
You're going to be just aiming for that. So back up just a little bit, straight back. Yep. A little bit of airflow. Start your run. Keep on the gas.
Got it.
That mini plane top 80 has a flexible hoop, so you can't do a full power on. But you get a little bit of airflow over the wing, it helps it come up a little bit quicker. So he'll just blowing some air over the wing, off on the power, bring the wing up, and then add power again. And he nailed it.
Outstanding. Woo!
It's always good to see your son get up in the air safely. So I'm resetting all my gear here and trying to remember all the stuff that I just told him, hoping that it goes as well for me as it did for him there. It didn't. I failed one launch attempt. and then had to reset again all the gear. The GoPro died, or else I would
20 minutes later.
surely have left it for you in there. Finally got it set up again. Did a modified power on forward here. And I tell you what, I was at my maximum gross payload weight for this takeoff. I ran so fast. Faster than I thought I could. I finally got up off the ground and was quite relieved after that second attempt to be up in the air and joining Zack finally. Beautiful morning there. I'm off in the distance. We're heading south now. Over some fields. I'm down low ahead of him. He had a little bit of engine problem here. He pulled just a little throttle there. The engine sputtered. And as you can imagine, if you had a couple engine outs during training, engine sputters might make you a little concerned. He headed back towards the landing area and wanted to make sure that he was close to the landing area if his motor did die. So my GoPro wasn't working, but I did have a Suunto Traverse watch on that recorded the ground track and everything. It's kind of cool. So this is right after we took off here, after I finally got up in the air. We were heading south here. I got low over these fields. That's where you saw me in Zack's video. I went just a little bit farther here before I realized that Zack wasn't behind me. And I turned around to about here, started heading back. Tried to call Zack a couple times on the phone. He had unpaired me earlier because he wanted to be able to listen to music while he was in the air. Huh, fancy that. He preferred to listen to music rather than listening to his dad yapping in his ear. Oh well. So I went back over to the LZ. I saw that he was already down on the ground safely and talked to him on the phone for a bit. He told me to go have some fun, so I circled around just a little bit here while we were talking and then headed back out. This program is pretty cool. Being able to record your flight track and ground path and all that sort of stuff. I remembered a lot about my flight, even though I didn't have a video of it. It was pretty cool to have. So I went back over here, cross over to the mountains, over these hills, back over to Diamond Lake here. By this corner of the lake, I saw two planes that came from the south coming up towards the north here. They whizzed by me. I did a 360 right about here after seeing one of the planes come by me about 300 yards away maybe. And I saw another plane about here, so I started doing some big S-turns just to look for traffic and to make sure I was as visible as possible. The airport, Hemet Ryan Airport, is off about 4 or 5 miles away. I figured I'd get low and start heading back towards the landing zone. It's right about here. I did another 360. I'd seen some construction workers working in a housing tract. They waved to me and said hello, so I did a 360 and went back around and waved at them. Anyway, this is a great flight, and this simulation or rendering of the flight path really brought back a lot of memories about the flight. It was pretty cool. Anyway, so I was able to land here on my feet safely. Didn't break anything. It's always good stuff. And I'll leave you at the end here with Zack's landing. Did it like a boss. I certainly don't need to coach him as much as I do. He landed his wing here. First of all, he's back over the LZ. He makes a couple of passes. His engine seemed to be working okay. Makes a couple passes here, checks out the windsock, makes sure he knows what the wind is doing before he comes in for his final approach. I think this is just going to be another low pass on this one here. Getting a really good idea of the windsock here. You'll notice my windsock is a construction light stand. All the ground is so hard out here. There's no way you can put a stake in the ground or something to put up a windsock, so I used an old light stand and put the flag on that. Awesome landing by Zack here, and then youngsters these days, he didn't want to carry his wing back to the truck, so he's here kiting it like a boss. What a great job.
So Dad is still flying over there. I am down here. Safe and sound.
That's all.